As most of you know, I'm a cheerleader. So I was gonna share my cheer love story, I guess you could call it. Um, so I was at cheer camp, first year at cheer camp ever, and then it was at UCLA. So after I was done unpacking my stuff in my dorm room, I go downstairs to see this team, Rialto High School, and then on Rialto there's this boy named Cesar, and so Cesar is talking amongst his other teammates about me because I have half my head shape. And so all of them were talking about me, pointing at me, like being so obvious about who they were talking about and what they were talking about. So then I just go out like with this bad impression of this team that's just like so rude in my mind. So then I was we go down to the eating area, and then we eat breakfast, and then we go down to the practice area. And as we're in the practice area, we were asked to do a performance about like our home performance, and our school didn't have one, so we just sat throughout the whole thing. And then as the other teams went, like I was just like I started to kind of look at the rest of the teams, and I noticed that there was only three guys at cheer camp. And I was like, so I think I'm gonna have to end up talking to this guy because only guys and like the guys and the main flyers, well, on most teams are the ones that do co-ed. And so since I knew that I was gonna get pulled every morning for co-ed, I knew that I was gonna have to interact with him like either way. So then I was like, all right, whatever. And then so then I first day they pull us back to go do our co-eds, and I'm thinking, what, this guy's not that bad. Like he's kind of cute, and then he seemed nice. Like when he was talking to his teammates. So then second day we do. I think we had to perform our routines again, or we had to perform something. And then I had asked him what was his name, because the cheer camp had already came up with Team Becky or whatever, because I was so embarrassed to do this like weird, like, oh, like, are you guys on this side, you're gonna yell this or whatever. Like it was just embarrassing. And then I was asked to do it, and then they were like, oh, what's your name? And I said Becky. And I was like super duper duper embarrassed. So then everyone was like, yeah, come on, Becky, Team Becky, this and that. So then I just like did it or whatever. And so then Team Becky stuck. So then I asked him what his name was, and then like when he went up to perform, each time I would yell Team Caesar. So then, okay, so cheer camp goes on second. Oh, well, that second day, me and him started talking, and then at night we snuck out of our dorm rooms or whatever, and then we met up downstairs, and then we were like exploring UCLA, and then I ended up went on our way back up from the elevator. Um, it ended up like it was like a movie scene, and then it was like the little first awkward kind of first kiss. So, and then so then like our teams kind of like were messing with us. Like every time that like I would talk about Caesar, they'll be like, "Ooh, so you and Caesar, this and that," and yeah. And so okay, so then cheer camp ended. We didn't really talk much. Cause like it was like we'll go to our dorms, go to sleep, wake up, go to cheer, eat, go to cheer, eat, go to cheer, and go back to bed. So it was like we'll go home, we'll go back to our dorms like at 9, and it was like sleep time. And so so then the day I get back from cheer camp, I go on Facebook, and then I'm like going stalkerish looking for this guy because I had added one of his friends. Well, one of his friends asked for my number. And then, so then I looked for him on Facebook. And then I see that on his status it says something, I miss me some Becky from Ochi High School or something like that. Something about me and, and about my school. So I was all like blushing and stuff. And so I added him, and then from that day on, like for like 2 months straight, like every night we would talk till like 3 o'clock. And then he lives in Rialto, which is like super far. And so we had this like image that we were gonna like fall in love, have babies or something, and like be together forever. I have no idea, but we had an idea that like we were gonna end up together, and then so we asked each we asked each other to prom and everything. Okay, so this we're like going into our junior year. Junior year? No, we're going into our senior year, and we're already asking each other to be like each other's prom dates and stuff. And then so then we stopped talking for like completely. I don't even remember why anymore. But we're still really good friends, and yeah, I just like, if I was to probably like, well, I've only seen him that one time, and like if I was to run into Caesar, I don't know, it'll be like an amazing, amazing, amazing day. Probably like stunt with him. That's my dream. That's one something on my bucket list. My New Year's resolution. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's. But yeah, that's my cheer love story.